Good morning, Cowboy Jim here. Thank you so much for allowing me the privilege and the honor of speaking with you today. I do a video. I go outside. I have a smoke, and I contemplate what it is I've done. I will sometimes take my phone out and I'll play that video sitting outside in the fresh air. And I don't recommend smoking, by the way. It's an insidious thing. I happen to have done it since I was 7, and it's not a good thing. But when I sit out and I listen to the video I've done, I ponder what is the next subject matter, and I get a direction in my heart, my soul, my spirit, and I come in and I come down the stairs into my a very nice little apartment here in Fort Mac, and I walk over to my machine and my laptop, and I ponder what the last video was, and then I ascertain the direction of the next video. And invariably, from the time I'm sitting outside until I walk down, the whole direction has changed. Sometimes more than once. And so this morning, I just finished, I think, my third video. I think this is the fourth video of the day. And as I was sitting out there, I had a very clear intent, direction wherein I would walk. And I'm trying to lighten things up a little tiny bit. And I'm trying to stay away from any COVID-related stuff because it's not allowed. You're not allowed to have an opinion that differs from the political correctness of so many other people's opinions, and that's just fine. I don't mind that. I'm not sure if you notice a certain lack of excitement. But nonetheless, it is what it is. And so we'll run within the confines or parameters that are in great part set before us, wherein we can walk. And I'm all right with that. Recently, our Prime Minister, I affectionately refer to him as being blackface. That's because he did not have a sensitivity to people of color, and he put blackface on. And people say, well, he did it once when he was young. Well, did he ever apologize for it? Did anyone ever hold them accountable for that action? Did anyone ever put that on the news in the States? Yes, last week. Have we heard an apology from our Prime Minister, blackface? No, we haven't. Is it all right that I pick on our political leaders if the subject matter is not altogether contrary to the public opinion, the propriety of political correctness? Well, I hope to hell it is, but I'm not sure. Shouldn't have said that word. But if you know me, you know that I believe in heaven, I believe in hell, I believe in freedom. I believe that we have a choice, and the choice is ours. How we express that choice is somewhat, shall we say, potentially able to be curtailed. But it is what it is, and that's all right, because this is not my medium. I have the privilege and the honor of participating in this medium. As I was thinking of blackface, and I was thinking of his horrifying diatribe that he did last week about Canadian truckers And about 1/3 of all Canadians want uh, to return to some form of normalcy, um, and they're going to. And the protests will continue and continue, and I believe they will continue. And the United States truckers, I believe, are implementing, although they've been banned. Um, at the last count, there were 95,000, I was told on Fox News, which incidentally is less corrupt than any other news organization. That's my opinion. I can walk in that opinion. I probably shouldn't express it, espouse it, but um, 95, I was told on the news. And oh, hey, yes, all news is true. Okay. And it said that 95,000 American truckers were getting ready 1st of March and or before to do a convoy from California to Washington, D.C. And I believe they will because um, people are tired of being told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And but we'll see. We'll see. And we'll also see whether the Canadian truckers will continue in their endeavor. I am very tempted to take a drive south. Oh, you have no idea. I'm kind of bored. I am unemployed. I don't think I'm unemployable, but right now I am definitely unemployed. Um, I have some more paperwork to sign and fill out for the lawyer who is trying to implement my potential retirement on a very limited scale, but nonetheless, the settling up of our ranch business and so on. And I will get another ranch. I know God will give me that privilege, that honor. I know that I'll sit on a horse again in the mountains, and I know that I'll honor God in the sitting thereon. And I have been counted out so many, many times by so many, many people. And I always come up smelling like a rose. I'm not into flowers, but I do particularly like the smell of a rose. And um, and that's what happens. My God, my Creator, the one I choose to believe in, He always puts me back on my feet. And people don't understand that. Oh, they used to understand it when I was doing martial arts. Oh, yes. Okay. Um, Several years ago in the city of Calgary, I was parked out in front of a subway type place and in a shopping mall, south end of the city. And I watched a giant of a man. I mean, 6'6", 6'7", three and a quarter pounds. He was not white. He was definitely a man of color. And I watched him stand uh, outside the subway, and he kind of was looking around, and he walked into the subway and come out holding the sandwich, and he walked toward the crosswalk, and a black Lincoln of some note pulled up towards the crosswalk, and this giant black man looked at his feet and stood there and waited until that person in the big black Lincoln drove through the crosswalk without so much as a by your leave to the man, a man, a giant, yes, but a man who was standing at the crosswalk. The man had the right of way, but the man hung his head and he looked at the ground. And I don't hang my head. And if I have the right of way at a crosswalk, Well, you all better recognize that fact because I'm Irish. I choose to believe in God. I don't take a back seat much to anyone unless it's my employer, and then I'll honor them to the nines. Well, I watched that black man, and he was looking at his feet, but he was looking at the Lincoln. I'm telling you, it almost seemed to me like the guy was getting ready to move left, right, or back out of the way in case that black Lincoln come up onto the sidewalk. And I sat in rapt shock. The Lincoln went by, the big black man walked across, and thank God, he walked towards my truck. Well, I had the window down, and when he got beside me, I said, "Sir, may I please, would you allow me the honor, the privilege of speaking with you?" And he looked at me like, "You're crazy?" "Of course." And I said, "Sir, why did you hang your head when you walked out to the sidewalk when the black Lincoln was going by?" He said, "I'm black." I said, "Sir, I noticed that." But I said, "Sir, why did you do that?" He said, "This is Calgary." I said, "Yes, sir. So why did you do that?" Well, he says, "I'm from the southern states, Mississippi, I believe." He had worked his way through university, and he had graduated with a degree, and he had come north to work in one of the oil companies in Calgary. I said, "Sir, why did you hang your head?" He said, "Because of racism." I said, "What racism?" "You're not talking about in Alberta, in Calgary." He said, "Yes, I am." And I said, "But sir, why?" He said, "Because racism is alive and well in Calgary." And I said, "You got to be kidding." He said, "No." I said, "But this is Calgary." He said, "My two little girls go to school." And he said, "They're not white. And they're picked on because they're black." And I said, "Oh, dear God, not in Calgary." And he said, "Yes." And I tried to understand. Was he seeing racism because of where he had come from, Mississippi? I don't think so. It is with a saddened heart that I believe that racism is alive and well in Canada. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be allowed. But then neither should blackface be allowed to be our prime minister if he behaves as he has, as he is, as he does. I wanted to understand every single conceivable thing that I could about that black man. I had never even at that point in time shaken the hand of a man of color, not once. I truly believe that other than my First Nations brothers, who I admired since I was a kid, I had never had the privilege and the honor of meeting a black man. And I have since gone out of my way to try to learn as much as I could, as much as I can, about people of color, because my Lord and Savior, his name is Jesus the Christ, the Savior, the Redeemer. He is the Son of the Creator. I don't call myself a Christian, not anymore. I call myself but a man who chooses to believe in intelligent design, who chooses to believe in a creator. whose son suffered, bled, and died on the cross for all color, for all colors, for people who were alive. Because when you're dead, the decision making's done. It's only while you're alive that you have an opportunity to determine your eternity, your eternal home. It's only while you're alive. It's only while there is breath in you that there is hope in you. Thereafter, in death, you will live out what you chose to believe while you were conscious. I choose to believe that there should be no racism anywhere. I am offended, affronted, downright joked at Blackface, our Prime Minister, who called us racist. There may well be some racism left in Canada, but it should not be allowed. Freedom is freedom. It is the freedom of choice, the freedom to choose, the freedom to walk where you choose to walk in a free country. A mask or no mask? Boy, that's thin ice for me. Freedom. What does freedom mean to you? I know, due to recent polls, that Canadians are tired of being told what to do. We are a polite people, but do not take lightly our politeness. Do not take it upon yourself to determine what you can say to an average Canadian and get away with it. Though we are polite, we believe in truth and consequences. And if your truth, purported truth, denigrates another human of whatever color, you better keep your truth bloody well to yourself. Don't you put that forward like as though that's reflective of all Canadians. It's not. We're not racist. We're into freedom. That Prime Minister down there who put blackface on his face, I don't think he'll ever get reelected. And if he does, I'll hang my head in shame. Absolute shame. Because we as Canadians must needs stand for more than the something we are. We must stand for something bigger than ourselves. We must stand for freedom. We must stand for one another in honor and respect. You know, my ancestors came from Ireland. We must stand for something bigger than ourselves. We are Canadians. We are. And we choose to be polite. Don't you take that politeness for granted. Because we'll vote you the hell out of power. We're not into violence. But I've opened the door for some people. Be nice to each other. Be respectful of each other. Truckers, if you see people walking around with flags from the south or swastikas, just step up to them. Take the things out of their hands. If they're wearing a full face mask, ask them to take it off. Don't let them walk away from you. Because they're hiding behind their mask. And they're probably being paid by someone. Who knows? Blackface? Oh, probably not. But someone's paying them to denigrate, diminish, demean what you as truckers are trying to do. And the Canadians who are supporting the truckers, thank you for sending your money to that organization down in the States that are sending it back now, which is good. I'm surprised. Initially, they probably wanted to make you apply for it in the hope that half the people wouldn't. And it is good that there is I think that was called GoFundMe. Well, go screw you. GoFundMe. We don't need you. Canadians don't need a handout to do what is right. Canadians just need an opportunity to hear and listen and ascertain for themselves what that which is right, which is wrong. Right. It's our choice. We'll make it. We don't need to be told what to do. So God bless you. I notice in my fourth and fifth video, they get a little edge to them. So I'm going to just go and settle down and quiet out a little bit. So would you like to do the fifth video today, but only if it can be done politely. God bless you, eh? You choose whom you wish to believe in, and you believe in. I don't care what religion you are, and I don't care what political persuasion you are, and I don't care what color you are. You live in Canada and you got in legally. You're born here, perhaps, as I. You behave politely. Reflect well our ancestors who went on before, who fought for our freedom. Our freedom, your freedom. Walk in it. A bit too edgy. Hey, I'm sorry. God bless.